Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna send it to you right now.
Oh, shit. What the fuck did I just open? Oh, there we go.
I'm having my aunt put this on a shirt for me right now. Hopefully it'll be done before next month. Because I want to wear it for that week.
You sending it through Twitter?
Okay, well, I just finished it. I haven't leaked it yet. I'm planning on leaking it. If I get the shirt done next month, I'm going to, tweet a picture of me wearing it. Okay, I just sent it to you.
All right, I'm going to check it here after I do the... Oh, and there we go.
Everybody sound good?
Yeah, everything's good sound-wise. Oh, I'm gonna piss people off with that.
The people with Dale Jr. the 88 tattoos, it's gonna piss them off, and the guitar people too.
Oh man, I remember when he did that, and the Sam Bass supporters. I mean, I like Sam Bass too, but they flipped out. But no one understands that he gave a piece of that guitar to every crew guy.
His crew, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to make that for National Week. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I had to take the original picture, put it on Photoshop, and kind of draw over it pretty much, to make it look like
it's badass. It's badass.
Everything else is easy except for that. And my dad came up with the KFB idea where the NOS logo is on his leg.
Oh, being that he's not sponsored by NOS anymore. Hey, Patrick, thank you. Thank you for the happy 100th.
Oh, are you on? Yeah, I gotta get on YouTube.
And I don't want to get copyrighted either, so.
Yeah, that too. All right. Well, while we wait for Eddie, I'm gonna share this out. Do all the social stuff for it.
Patrick, happy 100.
Tweet sent. Go here.
I love not another teen movie when they rip on this scene in Varsity Blues.
You know what I love, Ryan?
What's that?
When I go to my personal Twitter account and all of a sudden it gets flooded with all my hockey tweets from the last 3 days.
Oh yeah. It's a banana split.
Dude, hockey has the best playoffs in all sports. I don't care what anybody says.
Thank you.
10-4.
There's one answer that I get.
Let's see.
I hope Nashville can beat Carolina tomorrow.
You think it's a best of 3 now, so just split.
If we can beat them at Carolina tomorrow, that's gonna be big.
Yes, it is.
Because we'll go right back home right after.
Yep.
They stress me out. So, me and my stepdad watched the Friday night game on his phone on the way to the Johnson City. It was a 4.5-hour drive to watch my little sister graduate, and he was driving, but he was listening to it, and I was watching it. He has YouTube TV, so we were watching it live, and it was stressing us out.
I went to one playoff game, and it was the most incredible experience at a sporting event I've ever had.
The playoff games are the best one to go to. The regular games kind of, you can't compare the regular season games to playoff games. It has to be a playoff game. But the tickets are so expensive, unfortunately.
So we went to me and a buddy of mine went to Tampa for Game 1 in 2018, Bruins Lightning. And he's a big Lightning fan, and so I'm wearing my Bruins jersey, hat. I got the playoff towel from the Garden in my hand, and I couldn't believe how many times I got booed, but the camaraderie of hockey fans, they'll boo you and then be like, "Hey man, your team sucks. Awesome, you're here."
Yeah, I went to a watch party downtown for Nashville Winnipeg in 2018, and there were a bunch of Winnipeg fans that were chanting, "Let's go Jets! Let's go Jets!" And there was a Preds fan standing right next to him saying, "Go back to Atlanta." Wait, did Boston beat Washington?
Oh yeah.
What was the series?
4-1. Surprisingly.
Oh,
surprisingly. That series, I don't care how many games it was a lot closer than what the series said.
I thought it'd be closer than that.
Every game except for the last two were 1-goal games. I mean,
Wow.
We went through one overtime in game 1, a double overtime in game 2, or another overtime in game 2, a double overtime in game 3.
Oh yeah, I know y'all had a bunch of overtimes.
I mean, it was just nuts.
I'm gonna look up all the series, see what everybody else is up to. Penguins. Oh, the Penguins and Islanders is pretty good.
That's the series I gotta watch because that's who we play next. The winner of
they're
that one.
they're playing right now.
Yeah.
And it's tied. It's the third period. They're tied 2-2.
Or New York with 15 fucking shots in an entire game is an absolute embarrassment.
Oh my, 15? Jeez.
15 shots.
That's pretty bad.
Somehow it's 2-2. Eddie in the house.
Whoa.
Wearing for the A hat.
Nice. Representing the British.
Have I mentioned?
That's right.
Have I mentioned that Ronald Acuna is my favorite baseball player that's not a Yankee?
Nope, you have not mentioned this to me.
Yep.
Nice.
Acuna, Tatis. Love the two of them. Eddie, you got a little bit of feedback, just a little bit.
Again?
Yeah, I do remember this the last time.
Hey AJ, you're going pretty bad.
Now it's on my end?
Yeah.
Let's see, what can I do?
Snap your fingers.
Where does it got my audio?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Eddie. My cousin was in North Carolina. Took her son to the Braves game on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yes, 20-2.
Yeah, it was 20 to 1.
Oh, 20-1.
Now you're
Pittsburgh. An extra run.
Now you're echoing, Ryan.
Echo.
Hey. Eddie, I'm Dalton. Nice to meet you, man.
Dalton, what's up? How you doing? Nice to meet you.
I'm doing all right.
Good.
So you're a diehard Truex fan, huh?
That is correct. Yep.
All right. That's what's up. Team JGR, let's get it.
All right. Yep.
All right. My end should be good now. Eddie, I still have it on yours.
Let's see.
I don't remember what we had to do the last time. That got louder.
Yeah, I can't remember what we did last time.
Let me try it again. That's getting better. It's a lot quieter than what it was. Clap. Louder again. I don't understand this.
I can't remember what I did last time.
It was so long ago. It's been a minute since we had you on here.
Yes, it has.
Man, I was just going to start breaking out. It's been a while. Yes, not only do we do a podcast, we do karaoke.
Oh.
What microphone are you using on your computer?
Well, I just got my earbuds in, so I don't know if that's.
Did you
Oh
go,
yeah.
Did you go?
He just did the audio through the mic.
Hang on a second.
If I remember correctly.
Your output might be doubled. It might be coming out.
Hang on a second.
It might be coming out of two places.
Maybe your headphones are plugged in, or not all the way plugged in.
I think that's all I need to send that one to.
Oh, okay. It stopped. It stopped.
It stopped, but I think he has his headphones unplugged.
Yeah, it says he's on the got the headphones unplugged.
Oh, very good. I didn't even notice that.
What's that?
Oh, you did something good. I didn't even notice that.
I always do stuff good. You know that.
That can be taken a couple different ways, Ryan.
Yeah, they could. Hey, we finished 1, 2, 3, 4 at Dover.
That we did. I'm still pissed at Dover, but that's okay.
I'd be more pissed than Dover.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. This guy was in up to second, and then the motor went for 50 laps.
It was a damn plug that was unplugged. It was a spark plug or something in the engine that was unplugged, and they didn't fix it until they were 7 laps down.
But then they were still faster than the Rick Ware Racing program.
What was it? What was it like running with the likes of Rick Ware Racing there?
Now I know what it's like to be an embarrassment on the track.
All right, let's see.
Eddie?
Yep.
Hey.
All right, I think we got it.
It's good.
Okay, it's perfect. It's good.
All right, gentlemen. Eddie, welcome.
Thank you.
Just a quick rundown. You guys both already know about when I do the intro clips for different segments. I'll introduce the segment, and then you guys can come in. I'm doing the gas and go a little bit differently, where we recap the race. I'm gonna just give the bullet points, and then we can have an open discussion about it afterwards, just to kind of keep it flowing through. Otherwise, I think we'll be here for 2.5 hours if we talk about each individual thing.
We might still be at COTA if we still heard.
Yeah. Although I think we would still finish this podcast before we finish a stage at COTA.
Oh man!
I'm ready to hear the spicy takes from COTA this week.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! So as long as you guys are ready, I'm gonna roll the intro and we'll get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, we're rolling.
All right.
Hey, gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 100 of the Loose Lugs Podcast. 100th episode celebration. I'm your host, AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan. Ryan, we are on episode 100 episode journey that we've been on. And we got some special guests with us here tonight, Ryan.
Yes, we do. AJ, first of all, happy 100 to you, my friend. 100 more?
100 more.
All right.
Our guests this week, we have, from the Wide NASCAR Podcast, we have Eddie Grier III. EG3, say hello to the folks at home.
What's going on, Loose Lugs fam? 100. Let's go.
Very good. Welcome to the show, Eddie, and returning guest. First timer a couple weeks ago on the show, the resident #1 KFB fan, Dalton Good. What's going on, Dalton?
What up, boys? Happy Coke 600 week.
Yes,
that's right.
And happy 100. Cheers to you guys.
Thank you.
Yes,
cheers.
sir. Thank you. Well, you said cheers to us there, Dalton, and I've got to say, being as after what happened yesterday in the COTA race, I'm gonna take this blue raspberry A-Shock, and I'm gonna crack it open here if I can get it. A little bit of a struggle, but what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good like my last name.
Oh, it's only a matter of time before we start making turtle references.
Or chicane.
Oh, there it is. Or a gamble.
Oh yeah. Or all right.
That was the most horrid pre-race command I think I've ever heard.
Yeah. I like Matthew McConaughey. I like the movies that he does, but that command I thought would be more enthusiastic. First time at COTA.
He did better.
That's
for
where you get
Daytona that one year that he got to say it. I'd rather hear
Pitbull go. I'd rather hear Pitbull go, yeah, or however hell it was at Daytona.
Yeah, he's just become so gimmicky with the damn all right. You just knew it was coming.
Exactly.
Kevin Hart does the all right way better.
Yeah. All right.
You gonna learn today?
Man, so we got a jam-packed show for y'all today. 100 episodes. There was a point where we were doing this where I didn't think we'd make 15. So 100 is a pretty big accomplishment for us. We thank you, Eddie and Dalton, for coming on the show with us this week to celebrate it.
No problem.
And COTA, jeez. Everyone dried out from that yet?
I think Bob Pockers was still getting water out of his shoes, he said this morning. So,
we got a lot of time here to talk about the racing that went on. So, what's everyone been up to here? Dalton, what have you been up to?
Well, I had a pretty busy weekend last week. My papa came in from Oregon about last Tuesday, I think. And then on Friday, me and my stepdad and pretty much my whole family all went down to Johnson City to watch my little sister graduate high school. And on Friday night, we watched the Nashville Predators hockey game on the way there on the phone live. And then my little sister had her graduation on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we went back home. And I watched the race on my phone on the way home. And my stepdad watched the hockey game on his on the way home as well. So it's been a busy weekend for me so far. But luckily, I was able to watch COTA. Despite my Hulu Live app lagging a little bit, I did get to see the whole thing. So this is pretty interesting. I can't wait to see all the takes everybody's got from this race.
Man, I've got to ask you one question, and I know we talked before we went on the air here about the Predators Arena there and the chant that they do. Do you, when they score a goal, do the chant?
I always do it. There's not one time where I don't do it. I even do it at the away games.
Now the question is, it goes, hey, goalie's name, you suck.
Okay, so it goes like this. They do like however many goals they score on it, like that's 1 or that's 2 or that's 3. Thank you, whoever your goalie's name is. Maybe have another. He shoots. He scores. You suck. And then they say his name 3 times. They say you suck again. It's all your fault 3 times.
I love it. And Tim McGraw has a custom goal song for him.
Yes. It goes like it's. I like it. I love it. That song.
I want some more of it.
And then the fans say, "Hey, you suck. We're gonna beat the hell out of you. You. It's amazing.
I am gonna catch a game there at the Bridgestone Arena one of these days just for that.
The Nashville Predators had the best goal horn and the best crowd chants in the entire league. I don't care about any other teams. You can't compare it to them.
Just going to play the little Zombie Nation goal song in the background here for this segment for the Bruins advancing on the Capitals. It's took years off my life this past week.
Yeah.
You think that's stressful? I had to watch 2 in a row total overtime wins.
Hey.
We almost got through a segment. We almost got through a segment at COTA, and before that game ended in Nashville with double overtime.
I thought I was going to miss the start of the game yesterday with how late the race was running. I didn't realize what time it was. Game started at 7, and I think we still had cars on track at about 6:15. I was like, oh man. But Eddie, you've been on a marathon mission these last couple of weeks. I've seen on Facebook.
Yes.
How's life over in your world?
Busy. Over this past weekend, completed another half marathon.
Nice.
On Saturday. Then me and the wife and the little one went to a dear friend's wedding that night. Stayed in Russell, Kansas. Stayed overnight. Didn't want to travel back because it was late. Then got back to Manhattan on Sunday. Rested a little bit. I didn't watch all of COTA, but I watched most of it. So, and then we're in the middle of me and the fam are in the middle of getting ready to go on vacation. We heading out Wednesday, heading out west to Wyoming. So,
nice.
All right.
getting stuff ready and packed, and we're going to be headed back out west for vacation. It'll be about a week, and then we'll come back. So, yeah,
driving or flying? Driving or flying?
Oh, we're driving.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is going to be Emma's first road trip. This is
Nice.
gonna
That's always the fun one.
This is
The
gonna be
first
fun.
one's always
Oh,
the
yeah.
fun one.
It's going to be fun. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It's that time of year, though. Everybody now, especially with the restrictions on some of these states with the pandemic, a lot of traveling. Though I'm myself and my family we're heading up north on Friday to visit my in-laws and my dad, and my brother and I are going to the dirt track Saturday night.
You know,
Nice. Before I sorry to cut you off.
No, you're all good.
Before I let this slip, I know this is Loose Lugs 100th episode. This also coordinates with my wife's 7th wedding anniversary today. So
Oh,
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Eddie.
yes, happy anniversary, 7 years.
Happy
Yeah.
anniversary. That's awesome.
thank you. So
I'll take my
That's
water
fun.
now. Cheers to that. On
right,
anniversary.
I got my Coca-Cola right here.
So,
celebrate with water.
Ryan,
Yeah, what's up, AJ?
there is a certain person in our chat who I know is dying for me to ask you the question, seeing as how we started with some hockey
No,
player talk.
don't remind me about last night being up 4-1
Ryan.
with 8 minutes left in the third.
Ryan, how are you?
Yeah.
How are those Oilers doing? How your second team Oilers doing?
They're not doing good. I ain't too happy.
Care to
They're-
elaborate?
Yeah, they were down 2-0 in the series going into Winnipeg. They've been playing pretty good on the road this year. Nice start last night, up 2-0. Then it was 2-1. Then we answer right back, 3-1, going into the third period. Get that insurance goal to get a 3-goal lead. I'm like, okay, things are looking really good. Then one of our guys, Archibald, takes the dumbest penalty I've ever seen in hockey. Dives at the guy's legs in this clip. He actually got suspended for tonight's game too. But no, then Winnipeg goes on the power play. They score 15 seconds or so into this power play. Another shot, rebound, scores. I tell Tony on Xbox, I'm like, it's now a 4-3 game. I don't believe this. As soon as Tony turns over to NBCSN, the puck's in the back of the net, and it was a tie game, and they lost in overtime.
You blew a 4-1 lead? Come
They blew
on.
Hold the
They
Leafs.
4-1 lead, yes.
That's worse than the freaking Warriors.
Now it doesn't help things that in our group chat I had just got done saying, "Damn, that goalie for Edmonton needs a raise."
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
face-off shot goes in the back of the net.
Yep.
Okay, Ryan, it's okay. The Preds have been blowing leads like the entire regular season, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
But I know your pain.
It's a thrill of the sport, though. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but win tonight and there's a chance.
Okay, Ryan, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
Would you rather blow a 4-1 lead or go 0-13 on the power plays?
0-for-13 on the power play.
Yeah.
Our power play offense is so bad, you don't even understand. We finally got a 3-on-5 Friday night. I'm like, if you don't score on this, you suck.
Yeah, you're doing the reverse bullshit.
Hey, yeah, you're doing the reverse. Our power play. It sucks.
Ryan,
Yeah.
the game that your Oilers played last night, it deserved the Ralph Nelson haha.
Yeah, or the what is it? The we always play in the on the Xbox when that oh, I can't think of it right now.
Theme.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme. Yeah, that's what the Oilers deserved last night.
Now,
Man,
Wait, what seed is the Oilers at?
they're
Is
a
that the
2
Western
seed.
Conference?
Yeah, that's the North Division. They're a 2 seed. They're playing the 3 seed Jets, who Connor Hellebuck has played out of his mind. The goaltender for the Jets, a local kid too, by the way, from Michigan too. So Commerce Township to be exact. So yes, it sucks on the other hand that the Oilers are losing, but they're losing to a kid from just up the road from me.
hey.
Oh, wow.
I had to say, all the 0+ fans that Edmonton had.
Oh man,
blowing the roof off that joint.
that's right. And same last night in Winnipeg, and now tonight in Toronto
You know, that's been the cool
or
thing.
Montreal.
Is with the Nashville Carolina series, it's fans like 12,000 fans in both places, and it's been awesome to see.
I think it's
fans
more
back
than
in the stands.
12,000. It looks more than 12,000.
It looks sold out, to be honest with you.
It does look sold out. Eddie, I know we've asked you this question before. Is there a hockey team that you have a rooting interest of?
I think I mentioned this last time. Maybe I did, maybe I did not. But I've been following for a while now, and it started back in 04 or 03, one of those years. But I've been following the Tampa Bay Lightning, so
All right.
Okay.
Gotta hurt my heart like that. That's okay.
I'm in Florida right now.
Yep.
So.
It's been a good series. It's been a very entertaining series. Battle of Florida.
The Battle of Florida.
Yep.
Which last time I checked, the Lightning were up 1-0 on Florida. So
It's tied right now.
Florida tied it up. Yeah, Florida tied it up. It's 1-1 now. So.
Jeez, someone's gonna throw a rat on the ice. I guarantee it.
Hey, I miss those days.
We throw catfish.
Well, you guys throw catfish, but I don't know, Dalton, if you would know this, but back in the '96 playoff run, for some reason, for some giveaway, the Florida Panthers decided it'd be cool to give away those plastic rats that you see during Halloween time that people use as decorations. And it was the worst idea for a giveaway ever, because at the end of the night, all the fans started throwing them on the ice.
Yeah, and it was 5 minutes to clean up, 4 or 5 minutes to clean these up. It was the '96 run when they played Colorado with Van Beesbrook as the goaltender for Florida. And anytime Florida scored, here comes thousands and thousands of rats onto the ice. Like a 3-minute
wow.
I still don't understand the concept behind that giveaway.
In 2017, when the Preds were playing Anaheim Ducks, and this was at Anaheim, someone threw a dead duck on the ice.
Well, it's
I
like Indy.
remember that. I remember
It's like
that.
Indy.
And the Tennessee Titans offensive line went to a playoff game, and they chugged beer, Bud Light, and they poured in a catfish too. They just got dead catfish, and they were chugging beer, and one of them chugged it inside an actual catfish.
That was Taylor Lewan, too, the offensive lineman from Michigan. He is a crazy. He's crazed. I love it.
It looks like it.
Man, that's crazy. That is
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, gentlemen.
Detroit. Detroit Red Wings with Detroit Red Wings is octopus.
Yep, the octopus. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Ryan, let's talk about the Red Wings real quick. How the Red Wings doing, bud?
They re-signed their head coach, Jeff Blashill, which was a joke. But
It's been a minute since we've seen an octopus on the ice, huh?
Yeah, it's been a minute. As we said earlier, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, the wife surprised me a couple weeks ago and bought us Korn and Stain tickets. So I'll be going to DTE Energy Music Theater to see Korn and Stain. It'll be my 9th time seeing Korn and 5th time for Stained.
Very
so it's
nice.
definitely going to be a good. And the week prior to that is what was that? Oh, the 22nd of August.
Which I would assume is the Michigan race, right?
Hey, good answer. I didn't mention it. I didn't bring it up this week. You brought it up.
Yeah, Mark that down.
Yes. Episode 100. Brian does not mention MIS.
I'm looking at the chat real quick before we move on to Gas and Go. Tony says, I mean, as a Leaf fan, he finally gets to laugh at someone else. Easy there, guy. You lost to us in Game 7 after being up by the same margin.
Ooh.
And now I do have a question for Dalton and EG3 since they're in here. Are you guys going to watch the Indy 500 on Sunday?
Yes, I always do.
Okay.
It's a tradition in my house, and I drink chocolate milk while I'm doing it.
Nice.
Eddie? It depends on what I am doing. Obviously, I'll be on vacation.
Oh yeah.
I hope to watch some racing this weekend. That's been the tradition as well. Watch the Indy 500 and then later on the Coke 600. So I hope to watch some racing this weekend. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Greatest racing day in sports, right there.
Well, it was the greatest.
Until
racing
Monaco
day in sports,
was,
but Monaco's not this weekend, so it is.
I don't know why they did that.
Of racing this year.
I don't know why they did that. So
at least it'll be better than last year's. We had nothing last year.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
that's very good because we had nothing last year.
Yeah,
it was awful. I hated the Indy 500 being in August. It just felt so weird. I'm just so glad it's back to where it belongs.
Man, it was like the Masters in October. Just didn't seem right.
Oh, Speaking of golf, how about Phil Mickelson, guys?
Mickelson at the age of 50 winning the PGA Championship.
Yep.
That was pretty phenomenal.
Yes, it was. That crowd control was pretty bad, by the way.
You know
that was something. Yeah, that was something right there. Yeah.
I didn't see it, and I heard everyone in the radio world talking about it today on sports radio. If y'all can fill me in on what happened, well, fill me in, pardon the pun. If y'all can fill me in on what happened there with Phil, what was it?
like just the crowd control. Like, you know how, like people were on the fairway as he's getting ready to hit a second shot, and just it was a terrible, like, all they got is these little ropes. You're not going to stop a mob, from getting to a player, and that's what happened, unfortunately. And it was just,
especially with old man Uncle Remus in the striped polo trying to keep everybody back.
Exactly. But I thought it was just a terrible job. And I told the wife, I'm like, if he makes his putt on 18, they're going to storm the green. Luckily he missed and he just tapped it in. But
luckily he missed.
Yeah, it would have been like Hank Aaron when he hit the walk-off to win the World Series. Hey, and everybody stormed the field.
One of the most famous video clips in sports is watching the fans round the bases with him.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Eddie is a Braves fan. You definitely know about that clip right there.
I do. Yeah. I was watching the final holes with a good buddy of mine yesterday afternoon, and one of the replays showed one of the spectators was looked like he was hopping on Nick Phil's right shoulder a little bit there. I was like, whoa.
It was like straight out of Happy Gilmore.
That was.
And then we couldn't get Brooks Koepka through the crowd to make his final shot. And then Jim Nance, love his sarcasm. Hopefully he doesn't have to reset because it's going to be another 5 minutes before we get him out of the crowd.
Hey, speaking of the Coke 600 being this weekend, this is going to be the first NASCAR race with 100% capacity. Am I right?
Let's go.
Yep.
I'm surprised COTA wasn't 100% capacity.
It looked like it.
I think a lot
had before the race.
Well,
I think because of the weather too.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people backed out because of the rain, obviously. Yep. But yeah, Coke 600 100% capacity. Also, Nationals announced 100% capacity. I will be there. Yep. I'm so excited for that weekend. That is going to be so much fun.
Oh, we're finally getting back to the normal, gentlemen.
Yep.
Getting there.
Yep. There's some things happening here in Michigan too, where outdoor venues can expand capacity. I know they're doing it at Comerica Park. I think MIS is going to be another one too. So, I think we're going to see some good crowds coming up here, boys. So, like everybody just said, almost back to normal.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, K-State's final homestand for baseball was 100% capacity this past weekend. The Braves, they've been 100% for a couple of weeks now. So, definitely getting back to that normalcy. Yeah,
sure. It just shows that people are going out and getting the vaccine. I mean, I know there's people that don't want to get it, and that to each is their own. But it just shows that a lot of people are doing their part to see where we can get back to normal.
Yeah,
so
it's no longer a new normal. It's actually starting to feel normal again.
Yep.
Right.
But will we call it the new normal when we go back to normal?
No, I think the new normal is what you just lived in for the last 8 months.
All right.
The normal we don't want to live in ever again.
No, hell no.
No, not at all. But we got some racing to recap. So, gentlemen, let's get to the Gas and Go segment. Gas and Go is where we recap the race weekend, and kicking things off, we had the Truck Series on Saturday, early in the afternoon on Saturday, where Todd Gilliland gets the win. Had a great battle there at the end with Tyler Ankrum. The rain played a huge factor with slipping and sliding everywhere with those trucks. Just an absolutely awesome race. Todd Gilliland won the first stage, Ben Rhodes second stage, and Gilliland naturally your race winner. Top 5, Todd Gilliland, Kaz Brala, Tyler Ankrum, Grant Enfinger, and Sheldon Creed. And your standings following the race: John Hunter Nemechek, Ben Rhodes, Sheldon Creed, Todd Gilliland, Austin Hill, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, and Carson Hosaver. I've got to say, for the first bit of action we saw in race form on Circuit of the Americas, and in the rain, that was a pretty wild race. What do you guys got on that?
Unfortunately, I didn't watch because my little sister was graduating, so you guys go ahead. Saturday was family day for me, so I couldn't watch anything.
Same here. Yeah, I had a busy Saturday, so I did hear some of it on the radio for both races, but I didn't get to watch both of those races on Saturday. So,
I think the trucks are fit to run in the rain. or they don't do the what were they calling it yesterday with the rain coming off the tires. I think the trucks are good for that because of the rooster. Yeah, that's right. That's going to be a trivia question in our. Make sure we're paying attention.
Ryan, it has amazed me that so many people hadn't heard the term rooster tails, because down here with how much it rains, you always hear about people talking the rooster tails off the cars in front of them. I was shocked by how many people like on Twitter and all that were like, rooster tails? What kind of term is that?
Yeah,
like,
what the hell is a rooster tail?
I never even heard that like driving my own car like in the rain, you know?
Yeah,
I hear a hydroplaning all the time. So.
Hydroplaning, yeah, but no, rooster tails is when the car in front of you is kicking up so much water that you can't see. They're throwing out rooster tails.
Yep, and like I said, I think the trucks are perfect to run in the rain. Same with those the Xfinity cars, but all in all, I thought the trucks at COTA, I thought was a thumbs up.
Well, I know we're probably going to talk about this later, but the question I have is, how come the trucks and Xfinity cars are good at running in rain, but the Cup Series isn't?
You know,
horsepower.
Ryan and I talked about this on the phone earlier today, and I told him, I said the only thing that I can think of as to why it's better is because of the less horsepower, a little bit less speed going through it, easier to stop those cars and trucks a little bit quicker, or get them down at minimal speed a lot quicker. Not necessarily easier, and I also think you can drive those trucks and cars in a little bit deeper and keep control of the car in the rain with those, just because it is a less torque getting thrown to the rear wheels and all that.
Do you think maybe it's because of the track layout? Does that have something to do with it too?
Track layout could play a huge part. Another thing I think about is a lot of the guys in Xfinity and trucks, I mean, a great handful of them came from road racing backgrounds and some sports cars. I can only imagine that the experience there really plays a huge part here and the Xfinity and truck, where the rides for those kind of drivers are a little bit more minimal for the Cup Series, at least in a half decent ride, that you don't see it as much. So it's like a bull in a china shop when it gets to the Cup cars on these types of conditions.
Yep.
Yeah. Talk about experience. Like Austin Cindric's a good example of that, because Mike Joy was talking about how he ran some kind of winter cars and like at the Charlotte Roval, like in the snow or the rain, and like he has some kind of rain racing experience, and he stayed out there the longest on the slick tires when everybody came to take the rain tires early in the race, like when it just started.
Yep.
And they looked at the tires. You could have gone like a couple more laps.
Yeah, he'd come over the radio and said, he goes, it's too early to be pitting for the wet tires now. He goes, I'm great with these right now, you know? But yeah, it all comes down, I think, to the background of the drivers and a little bit less horsepower in the cars than what we saw in the Cup Series. So it's just what my opinion is. It comes from no actual knowledge of it. It's just what I would think is the reason why. Because
the Roval last year in the Xfinity race was like
a downpour.
Yeah,
it was like a monsoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
exactly.
It was the same downpour as last week, and it wasn't really that bad, as bad as Sunday.
Now it makes me wonder if, because of the different elevation changes with Charlotte, the way they have theirs set up, does it make the draining of water easier so there's not so much standing water on the track?
Because there was a lot yesterday.
Wasn't it the Indy road course race for the Xfinity cars? That was kind of in a wet weather condition, and even there it wasn't really even that wasn't really that crazy for them.
No, it wasn't. No.
So, next Truck Series race is going to be Charlotte this Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Moving on to the Xfinity Series, I'll just let Dalton here tell us the first bullet point of this. What happened in the Xfinity Series, Dalton?
Oh, Kyle Busch put on a can of whip ass. I saw that.
Now, when you look at the stage winners, you wouldn't think that Kyle Busch had such a dominant day. But they played the strategy call of all this. They would pit 2 laps to go before the stage was over, give up the lead, and just take it right back when everyone else comes to pit road for the next stage. Great strategy called by Kyle Busch and the team. he did leave a comment there that kind of stuck with me there at the end of the race and his post-race interview where he said he kind of felt the 2015 Kyle Busch coming on during the week. I can only assume he was referencing the Xfinity crash he had at Daytona that year.
That's right.
But the only other really bullet point I took from this race was Noah Gragson. Just the season struggles continue. An engine issue there.
Oh my God.
Stage winners, first stage AJ Allmendinger, second stage Justin Haley. So Kaulig Racing sweeping the first two stages. KFB getting the win. Top 5, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, Kevin Harvick, and Austin Cindric. And the standings following COTA: Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, AJ Allmendinger, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Dalton Hemrick, Daniel
Hemrick. Okay.
All right.
Myatt Snyder, Justin Haley, Noah Gragson, Jeremy Clements, Brandon Jones, and Michael Annette. I know you both, Eddie and Dalton, said you kind of missed out on the events from Saturday. Have you seen any highlights, anything you took from the Xfinity race on Saturday?
I did watch it on my Hulu phone while I was just hanging out while I wasn't doing anything. I saw the final 10 laps, so I really didn't see all that much. But I tell you, it's that Skittles scheme. I think Kyle's Skittles schemes are better than his M&M schemes. He always does better than the Skittles. Oh, by the way, y'all need to go try them Skittles Gummies.
Are they good?
I was about to say,
yes.
If anyone has not checked it out yet, go to Dalton's Twitter page and check out his review of the Skittles Gummies. Had me rolling when I watched it.
I call them Skittles fruit snacks. And listen, they're better than the originals. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because the originals are like tiny jawbreakers. Okay, I mean it's good. I still buy the original Skittles, but it's just so hard to eat, so hard to chew. And with the gummies, actually makes it easier.
So I went out looking for the Skittles Gummies this weekend. I could not find those, but I finally found the M&M's mix. So.
You gotta go. Did you go to Walmart?
No,
they're at Walmart.
I went to Publix. Publix here finally had them, which Publix is the local holy ground of.
I was at Myers. I was at Myers on Sunday and I couldn't find them anywhere. I'm like, son of a.
The gummies are definitely at Walmart. At least
try
to
find these.
Oh yeah,
dude,
Eddie. You know, it is well known I'm not the biggest Kyle Busch fan, but when he sponsors a different kind of candy or food, I will try it.
I have a whole couple cases of Rowdy Energy in my kitchen right now. So.
I finally got the chiseled ice. They finally restocked. I bought 12 packs. Why would they?
Yeah, the chiseled ice is good. I like cotton candy the best.
Cotton candy was overrated in my opinion.
I love the cotton candy. The cherry limeade's good too.
Cherry limeade is my top favorite, but the cotton candy was just such a disappointment. I'm sorry.
I love cotton candy. I don't like the sour apple one that much.
Okay. That's...
Yeah, I'm about to go check that out after the show.
Yeah, you got Rowdy Energy down there, Eddie?
Hy-Vee is selling. Actually, Hy-Vee has been selling our Rowdy Energy drinks.
Hy-Vee's had them for a while. As a matter of fact,
I haven't tried one yet, though. I have not tried one yet, though.
Go get one, bro.
They're good.
Hy-Vee was the first ever store that Rowdy Energy came in.
It is also sponsored by Kyle Busch, so there's your explanation for that.
I don't have those stores here in Michigan, so.
I have to go to Food City to get my Rowdy Energies, and that's a 4.5 hour drive. So whenever I go to Johnson City to visit Dad for the weekend, that's where I go to restock.
Eddie, you were about to bring up a point there. What did you have?
Yeah, you guys mentioned Noah Gragson. Yeah, I want to kind of bring him back up a little bit. I know he had some kind of issue. He finished dead last. Should we start to be a little concerned for Noah here? I mean,
I would.
The panic button too early or not. I don't know if it's just me or not, but yeah, he's had some chances this year to close out some races, and he hasn't done that, whether it's running into lap cars or getting in fights with Daniel Hemrick or whatnot, or his team hurting him a little bit. So should we be worried at all? I know Josh Berry has a win. Josh Berry winning every time he's been running in that 8 cars, been running awfully good. Justin Allgaier has a couple wins now. Annette's been pretty consistent all year long, like he has been. Should we be concerned a little bit about Noah Gragson? A little bit. He has no wins, and I don't know.
I would be.
I don't think the worry is there yet, but I think the pressure is starting to set in with that team. You bring up a really good point that I kind of forgot about in the season where he ran into the lap car while leading at Homestead. That, now that you say that, that moment is becoming more and more magnified as the weeks go on. Because that was his chance to, for sure get that lock in for the playoffs and give him that really good boost he needs. And it seems like after that, any momentum that team can get has been quickly stalled out. So, great point there, bringing that race up.
You want to know what really happened at Homestead? My dad bet on him.
Oh, really?
So my dad got into DraftKings. This is his first year doing it. And he asked me for that weekend. I came to visit him that weekend. And he said, Dalton, who should I bet for the Xfinity race? I said, Noah Gragson. I didn't even hesitate. I said, everybody's watching him. He's good at this track. You have to put your money on him. Okay. He said, okay, I'm doing it. He put $10 on it and it would have won him $80.
Oh, wow.
And so we were watching it, but he had to leave and drop off some barbecue to someone. And I stayed and watched the race, and he said, hey, let me know if Noah Gragson wins. I said, okay. He left with about 20 to go, and I was watching him, and with 3 laps to go, the incident happens, and I immediately got pissed off. So I called Dad, and the first thing he said was, did I win $80? I said, no, you can kiss your $80 goodbye. I'm sorry.
Damn it, David Starr.
Yep. Or as what was the quote that Noah used after that?
Oh yeah, something about dipshits or something.
Yep. But I don't think it's time to hit the panic button yet. Close, but not yet. Because he's got some tracks coming up that he runs really good at. So, plus,
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right in the long run. So,
I think so too. But I mean, is this a contract year for Gragson? Is this his last year of his junior deal?
I have no idea.
Because, I mean, I've seen rumors, and I don't know how true it is, that it's Twitter. It's no check marks. We call those brown check marks when I hear them talk about it on radio. So from the brown check marks, apparently there's a rumor going around that the other weekend, Dover weekend, they caught him hanging around the JTG pit boxes and haulers. Does he make the jump next year? Is that contract not there for him in Xfinity? So he's got sponsorship behind him.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Pro Shops and the coffee.
Yeah, Black Rifle Coffee.
Yep.
He can definitely bring that to a team who really doesn't hurt necessarily, it seems, for sponsorship, seeing as how they got the Kroger sponsorship and all the brands that come with that.
Big K, by the way, good brand of pop, by the way. another shout out. So,
but I kind of wonder if he's heading in a direction where it's time to start focusing on Cup.
I don't think him hanging out with Brad Doherty or JTG really means anything, because I remember when Denny Hamlin hung out on a boat with Rick Hendrick, and everybody thought, oh, Denny Hamlin's going to go to Hendrick. Denny Hamlin's going to go to Hendrick.
Yeah,
and of course, that was a bad take.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, I found no way of that happening.
It's worked out for both organizations. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he just goes away championship wins,
Yeah.
I did not know that. I did not know that he was hanging out with Rick Hendrick.
And this was before the 23XI news last year. But I knew from the very beginning he was going to stay at. He was going to retire Jogan's Racing, especially with that FedEx sponsorship. He wasn't leaving.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I think about with Noah,
1-0 Jets.
The thing I think about with Noah is the fact that there's no room at Hendrick right now, which is basically what Junior Motorsports is the minor league team for. Being that Bowman is starting to get more consistent, more wins, they're probably going to re-sign him. So the 48's out of the question. Kyle Larson is locked in the 5. There is no one taking that job from him so long as sponsorship stays with them, which I think they just added another sponsor on as a primary for the Coke 600 this weekend. And William Byron running the 24, starting to finally find that consistency in the wins. Hendrick is on lock for the next 10 years, I think.
Plus Liberty with a sponsor for Byron. That's
Liberty, correct.
Yep.
So, I mean, he tried to get a car in for Colleague Racing. We know Colleague's coming to Cup next year.
Yep. Happy for them. Very happy for that organization.
There's a chance there. We don't. it's kind of up in the air about Stenhouse and Priest next year. I don't think either one of them have been extended yet for next year. So there's that issue. And 2311 is talking about putting another car in. So it's there's a lot of Cup openings coming up, and Noah would be at the top of my list for putting him in a ride of a Cup car. And so long as he can bring the charisma he brings to the Xfinity series and the polarizing aspect,
Right.
I would be more than happy to see him in a Cup ride.
Likewise.
So the next race for the Xfinity series is Charlotte this Saturday, 1:00 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Then we had the Cup series, and I'm going to mention the first bullet point, but then I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Rain, go away.
So there was rain, and there was a lot of rain.
Yep.
A lot of standing water situations for the Cup series. They threw a caution for it, I believe, before the end of Stage 2. And they picked up the standing water with the Air Titans. It continued to rain all day, but Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott come in on the same lap. Chase eventually passes Kyle on the track for what was second at the time, and then eventually Bowman, who was leading the race, comes into pit.
Yep.
They radio in that Kyle is 2 laps short on fuel.
Yep.
So Kyle has to come in.
Yeah.
They tell Chase the same news. Naturally, they put it on the same lap. They're going to run out of the gas at the same time. And Alan Gustafson tells Chase Elliott to just go hard. He ended up building like a 13-second lead, and somehow, by the grace of the man above, NASCAR throws the caution, the red flag, while the nine's leading. They call the race there. Track was not necessarily gone, but too much water for them to pick up, they deemed, and the fact that daylight was running short at that point. There's a couple wrecks in there, but I kind of want to stop it here to just say, you all know I'm a Chase fan, through and through. This win was missing all the aspects of a normal win because you didn't get to see the 9 cross the finish line and the checkered flag waving and the victory burnouts and all that. But I will celebrate due to the fact that the Daytona road course win was kind of stolen from that team with that,
You're not wrong.
with that phantom caution for a wet track surface at the Daytona road course. And he ended up getting mired back in traffic after that and got spun around. So I will take this. This is redemption for that. Woohoo, 9 to victory lane. Don't care what anyone says on Twitter about that, but I will say, I texted Ryan before they even called it, and I said, man, Twitter's about to explode with people saying NASCAR gifted Chase the win.
Yeah.
Because that's what it really, as a fan, is what it felt like. But moving past that, that makes 800 wins for Chevy, which is huge. It tied Hendrick Motorsports with Richard Petty Petty Enterprise / Motorsports for the most Cup wins. 576,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. But the bigger note of the day was just the wrecks, the blind wrecks we had. We had one where the 20 got into the 4, or the 23 got into the 4. The 20 and the 12 got into each other all at the same time somehow, like literally at the same exact time, 2 separate spots of the racetrack.
Fox couldn't get it.
And Fox had to go to like this 3D GPS camera imaging to show what happened because they had no replay to really show you of it.
This is what we think what happened.
This is what we think happened.
Listen, I'm going to laugh my ass off if Radioactive has a better, or NASCAR.com has a better view of that. Because you remember the Kyle Busch Ryan Blaney wreck last year when Fox said, yeah, Radioactive had the actual angle instead of Fox.
Yes.
And they had to use the 3D view for that. If that happens tomorrow, I'm just going to laugh my ass off.
McJesus is on the board.
Oh, wow. Connor McDavid finally shows up in the playoffs.
Yeah, we tied it at 1. Anywho.
So that was the first incident. And I've got to say, Harvick got absolutely ass-packed there by Bubba. And I saw a tweet. And I had to laugh because Bubba does get so much hate on Twitter that it's unbearable.
He does.
It is so unbearable.
Yeah,
But this tweet that someone responded to me with made me laugh, and it said some DoorDash driver got caught looking at his phone, didn't realize traffic was stopped.
I read that. Yeah, I read that same tweet. Yeah.
I thought that was one of the funniest damn tweets I saw all weekend.
I found another meme, and look, no disrespect to Bubba Wallace. I actually like the guy, but I saw a picture on Facebook of him climbing out of his car, and in the background it had like a faded crying Michael Jordan meme.
Whoa.
Oh, you got crying Jordan, huh? No, but Bubba catches a lot of flack, and I don't like seeing it because it seems like an entire fan base is just after one guy, and it's like it's unbearable pretty much all the time. But that one I just saw and it stuck out, and I had to laugh at it because it was just too damn funny. That wreck was rough, but there was no wreck rougher in the day than Martin Truex Jr., Cole Custer. Eddie, take us through that one.
Actually, it's kind of funny because I stepped away from the television for like a few minutes, and then I get a text from one of my buddies that's a Truex fan also, like, Mark just went through the air. So I run back to the TV set.
You must be thinking this time when you see that text, like, we're at COTA. Is he watching an old race?
Yeah. What race
did they red flag the race?
But anyways, I go back and I see the replay, like, oh, damn. So what happened was Truex couldn't see anything, and also he couldn't see anything with Harvick, with all that oil that he spilled on the racetrack. So he was in that little blunder, and now he's in this blunder too. I can't remember which car he ran into. He runs into the car in front of him, couldn't slow down, and then here comes Cole Custer, like 20, 25 miles per hour faster, and just he got literally got destroyed from the back, and Martin got up in the air like some 10 to 15 feet up in the air. His car goes up in the air. Cole Custer's front end destroyed, and Cole Custer got actually on fire. He got out okay. Martin was okay as well. That was from a lot of friends of the Truex Nation texts. Yeah, that got a little hairy right there. So,
did you guys see the aftermath of Cole Custer's car?
No.
I did.
The fact that he was standing there talking to Truex after after they came out of the infield care center, it's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Because that car was destroyed.
I was literally like charred.
Yep.
Yeah, that too.
Well, the thing that was scary about the whole incident too is Custer's getting out of the car while there's cars still going by him, and with that condition where you can't see anything, I'm like, man, he may get hit. I had stepped away before that accident happened. I had stepped out. I had to go. I picked up dinner for us, and I hear the wife like, "Oh my God!" Like, because of how violent the impact was. And I was listening to it on the radio through my app, and they're like, "Yeah, hard hit here on the backstretch." And I'm like, "Okay, this is right. They need to do something with it.
Yeah,
get the dryers out there so these guys can see because they can't see anything."
And at that point, it just seemed like too little, too late when they started picking up the standing water. Because I mean, we had competitors when it comes to road courses get taken out in back-to-back wrecks there. Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr. Bubba can somehow started contending there at the end. Before he got in that wreck, he was up to third.
He was up there. He was up there early. He got up to third.
Yeah. So you look at some of these guys who've been running pretty well during the day. Besides the 4-car, I don't know what Stewart-Haas Racing's got going on, but they got some sort of funk going through that garage.
I think Tony Stewart's worried about his own racing series he's starting here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like in a sense, a throwaway year just because we're going to a new car next year. I don't know if they're putting all their attention into that. I have no idea.
I think we'll find out early next year. And Stewart-Haas wins again. And Stewart-Haas. Oh, you guys remember on the episode 100 where we were talking about Stewart-Haas not having a great year? Well, here they are.
You know, we're getting sidetracked here, but someone related to NASCAR, I don't want to give this away and get them in trouble, was telling me this little piece that back last year when Harvick was winning all those races, they started getting post-race penalties and pre-race penalties for things that they were finding on the car. Something to do with the rear end. And after that, they have not won a race since.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to what Ronnie Childers was talking about early on in the season. Something about taking downforce away from their race cars might have something to do with that too. I don't know if that's relatable to what your source was talking about.
Yeah, I was thinking back to him right when I was on the phone with him, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. They haven't won since before the playoffs last year.
No, I don't think they won at all.
I don't think Harvick had a
playoff. Harvick
win
won
year.
in the playoffs.
Did he win in the playoffs?
Won it. Yeah, he won Darlington. Yeah, he won
And
Darlington last
Bristol.
year.
And
Bristol. Yep.
So it was post-Bristol that they started falling back. And if you noticed, Phoenix is Harvick's track. Everyone knows that Phoenix is Harvick's track. And he wasn't even competitive there.
Harvicking is what they call it.
That's patented at
Atlanta
Atlanta
no more.
A couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about Kyle Busch earlier with the being short on fuel. How about after that sequence, his brother Kurt?
Oh man!
Maybe the save of
Jeez.
the day. Not only does he not almost take out his brother, but he also almost takes out Austin Dillon all in the same turn. Goes through the runoff, almost hits the tire barrier, somehow stops the car.
Into the kitty litter.
In the kitty litter, throws it in reverse, all in the same motion, and keeps himself from getting stuck and back out on the track.
Good thing those weren't slick tires he had on.
No kidding.
He still got it from 2004 Homestead when he escaped the sand burial.
Yep.
The tire fell off. Yep.
Yep.
Man, that was nuts. That was almost as good as a save as Johnson back at Dover.
I don't think the Mariachi band could have saved him from getting out of there.
Yeah, they were playing when he got home just because he saved it.
Those guys are waiting for him at that airport.
I want to jump the gun a little bit, but I want to go back to Stewart-Haas Racing for a second, though.
Yep.
But with Harvick struggling yesterday and through various parts of the season, I'll give a shout out real quick to the Chase Briscoe. He was up in the top 10 pretty much all day. He finished in the 6th spot. He ran pretty well yesterday.
Briscoe finally took a top 10 finish, and it took probably 10 races longer than we thought it would.
Dude, there were a lot of comers and goers in this race. People that you never see up front that were running up front, like you said, Cole Custer. He was up there until he ass packed through it. So that was a shame.
Austin Cindric qualified on the row too.
I expected Austin Cindric. Tyler Reddick on the pole, hung out top 10 all day. Chase Briscoe was up there as well.
Ross Chastain.
Ryan Preece, he took the lead from
Preece.
Yeah. Tyler Reddick surprised me. Yeah,
I agree with you, Eddie.
Honestly, since when has Kyle Larson been known as a good road course guy?
Ooh, yeah.
He was up there in the top 5 all day.
He was fast.
I mean, I think that shows the Hendrick Racing Development Track Star, whatever the hell it's called, road course thing they do for their research and development for the road course cars. Because even Bowman looked great at times, and
Byron looked good until he got hit by DiBenedetto.
I think that's just I think that's just the result of that road course program that they have.
Yep.
Because, like I said, when has Kyle Larson ever been a factor in a road course race?
He ran good the second year of the Roval, I thought.
He did.
Yeah, he was up there in the top 10, until he got taken out late or spun out.
Yeah, was that the year that he wrecked his car and still
and had
it in order to make the next round?
Yeah, and then that's when Jimmy took out Truex going into that final chicane that they had. Sorry, Eddie, I brought up that.
Brought back to Eddie right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's not bring that up.
Vietnam flashbacks.
Just remember, Eddie, that's Ryan Rancola. He lives up in Michigan. Anytime you want to go see him, you just let me know. I'll let you know where to go.
Thanks.
That's almost as bad as Dalton bringing up Kyle Busch wrecking Chase at Darlington every week for the
I will never not bring that up. I will never not bring that up.
Like I always tell you, you started the championship run for good old Clyde.
I was just as traumatized as y'all because I had to put up with some Chase fans that night for something I didn't do. I wasn't even going to talk smack. I was just logging off, and I got a bunch of hate for it like it was my fault.
Hey, I just want to point this out there. I'd like to feel like I'm one of the more level-headed Chase fans there are.
Okay, you're going to have to do a lot to be like one of the douchebag Chase fans.
There's a lot of them.
You haven't done it yet.
I am as big of a Chase fan as the next person. I read some of the tweets from some of the other Chase fans out there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here?
But then you got the Chase hater fans too, which those guys are. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Chase haters are just as bad as the fans, and
yep.
Dalton, you're on another level.
I'm not a Chase hater. I'm a Chase fan hater.
No, exactly. You've got the perfect amount of troll level in you to do it just right. To like, hey, here's my point. Now I'm going away. Now you can just deal with it because I'm not listening to you anymore.
I will never forget after Atlanta when Chase Elliott blew up. Fox showed a kid, Chase Elliott fan. He had a sign that says, "I don't care who wins as long as it's not Kyle Busch." As soon as he blew up, I immediately went to Photoshop and edited a crying Michael Jordan face over him.
Eddie, do you get some of your fans, like as a Truex fan, do you see other Truex fans going maybe over the top or Truex? I don't never seen really any Truex haters, but do you?
Truex fans are chill.
Do you ever get to see like that side of things being a Truex fan?
Not really. I mean, there are definitely times where Truex gets mad over the radio, and then there's other people chiming in or saying what they have to say. But other than that, I haven't seen too much going on with Truex haters. But other than the radio, other than him getting, I mean, when the Truex haters do come up when Martin whines on the radio, complains on the radio all the time, but. Yeah. Other than that, it rarely comes up. It rarely comes up.
That's the only thing I had to say. Is the only time he ever really gets any flack is when he's complaining about the lap cars in front of him. It's the only time you ever hear anyone complain about him. It's like
lap traffic.
Yeah, it's like Mark Martin, but he won a championship. You know, it's like the same type of guy. No one hated Mark Martin. No one hates Martin Truex Jr. It seems. You know.
I think it's got to be that Martin in the name.
It's got to be the Martin designation.
It's like NBA Jam. Is it the shoes? Is it the Martin?
It's got nothing to do with the fact that Junior gave him his break, right?
No.
No, but we all. I mean, even Ryan. I'm sure you see the William Byron haters out all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
William Byron has haters.
Hey, I've been on this show where I said I thought he was overrated. I've been on the show saying it right to Ryan as he's sitting next to me through one of these 100 episodes we've done.
Yeah.
I might have also mentioned that also on my podcast one time or another too. I'll admit it.
There was a time, and it was not too long ago, where the only person not performing was him.
Yep.
You know, he at a time was the weakest link at Hendrick, but he's turned that around. He's finally got more and more races at these tracks under his belt. He's starting to perform. Mm-hmm. I know that the top 10 streak just ended this week by one position.
Yep. But see, if they would have,
oh, you're welcome. Our pitch strategy is better than yours.
But here's the thing. You know what's changed that program around? Rudy Fugel.
Oh
yes.
I'll say
you got a good.
Too.
I can't confirm. You got a good crew chief. I know him from KBM.
Yeah, he's a good crew chief. Yep, good chief.
I knew when he first signed up with the Willie Byron, you were going to be good.
Oh yeah, Jeff Burton is eating his words right now. By the way, because NBC did a special that he was one of the guys on the hot seat. Struggled Daytona, and then
Daytona was not your fault.
No. And then the road course, he had a bad finish there, but then win at Homestead. 11 straight top 10s. Should have been 12 yesterday if the race would have gone green, I think, the rest of the way. I think the 9 and the 18 would have pitted, and I think he could have gotten his the top 10 streak to continue. But he didn't, but he's improved so much. The chemistry between these guys on the radio, listening to it every week, is incredible.
Oh, yeah, also that chemistry that Willie B and Fugo are on, that has to go back to the Truck Series too, when he was with Kyle Busch
Yep,
Motorsport.
when he won the
Right.
championship. Yep.
Yeah, I never thought William Byron was overrated. I usually like to give rookies 3 years to show me something, and it took William Byron. It took him 3 years, but he finally did something.
Maybe overrated wasn't the right term to use. I think he was. I mean, I 100%
Called up
think
too
he
soon.
was rushed into the Cup Series. Like, he was on the super fast track to the Cup Series, and I was like, I don't know. You didn't even really give him a full Xfinity season to get under his belt first before you called him up.
Yep.
Just never forget, he started his career on a computer.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
AJ, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have what it takes to do it on a track with other actual cars around me. I don't think I got that.
Let alone the iRacing.
Yeah, I mean, I've ran enough iRacing races at Daytona and Talladega to know I don't want to do this. Stage winners: first stage Joey Logano, second stage was KFB, and race winner was Chase Elliott. Top 5: Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, AJ Allmendinger. Great run to get the 5th place finish for Colleague Racing, their best finish. And I believe it was Chris Rice posting on Twitter after the race that their last 3 now Cup starts was 5th, 6th, 7th. So they've been improving every time they're out there. Granted, it's a little bit of the result of circumstance, being that they were super speedways and road courses, which that program has always been good at, or at least competitive at with the other teams. But nonetheless, great finish for AJ Allmendinger. Standings following Circuit of the Americas: Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher. To be in the playoff hunt right now is awesome. Tyler Reddick as well, and Austin Dillon.
That 17 team is finding something. I like that, though. See Roush showing the getting the speed back. And I think what we mentioned last week with that little news, I think that might already be in, going forward there, AJ, with what we talked about last week.
Like I
with
told you, Ryan.
With the potential.
News doesn't break unless they want it to break.
Yep.
So that's why I think a deal might already be done and set in place. They're just waiting for the right time to announce it.
Yep.
Oh, there's no way Brian Keselowski's staying at Penske after this year. There's no way.
He keeps getting wrecked by Joey. He's going to be out of there really quickly.
He gone.
What do you think about that, Eddie? You think he's gone?
Yeah, I think I'm in that camp that he's gone after this year. Yeah.
I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that he is done after this season at Penske. And, I mean, is it kind of ending the same way that it did with Hendrick, in a sense? It kind of seems like they shuffled him out, and it's the same way here. Austin Cindric is coming in next year, and he's going to need a ride because they're not going to make that 33 a full-time deal.
No. I think the 2-car would be good for Cindric.
The 2-car would be, and I saw some stupid question about, they're going to move Joey to the 2, and so Cindric can have the 22? No, you can't do that. There's too many people with 22s tattooed on them that they're going to have to get one of the 2s removed. It's like Junior, at least he went from 8 to 88. They could just add another 8 next to it.
Just don't get sued by Teresa.
True. That was the only downside to that Josh Berry Xfinity scheme, is they couldn't use that old 8 for it. They had to use like a stretched out version of the 88 8 for it.
They couldn't even use the 8 in Dale Jr.'s last Budweiser commercial.
Yeah, that's right, because they had to cover the 8s up on the car for the commercial. Yep.
The Wicked Witch of the South.
Yep. Hey, I was just about to say it, Dalton. I was just about to say it.
So I'm on Twitter right now. Bob Parker's they had an interview with Scott Miller post COTA news conference. Owned the fact NASCAR should have stopped the race earlier in the second stage than what they did.
Yep. And that's Brian, that's what I was gonna ask just now was granted, I'm happy with the result. It might not be the way I wanted it, but I'm happy with the result. However, I will say this race should have been stopped earlier.
Yep.
When they did
Yeah.
that first
Should have been.
stoppage, when they picked up the standing water off the track, they should have said, you know what? We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to retry this tomorrow. We're going to have a completely different track surface here. It's going to be dry. There's not going to be standing water. And we're going to run this race the way they should. A lot of people are basing their opinions off of Circuit of the Americas based on how this one race was ran. And it's a terrible way to kick off a track's debut than having the cluster F that we saw yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to ask you guys a
100%.
question.
100%.
I want another COTA race next year.
I was
I
just
do
getting
too.
ready. I was just getting ready to ask you that. Do you guys see it on the schedule next year?
I'm praying that it's a dry surface because
Yep.
if you watched portions of that Xfinity race that we ran on somewhat dry asphalt, the racing was great. Racing was there.
Yes, it was.
The racing is not there when the rain falls. And I see people on Twitter doing the Jeff Gluck yes, no, good race poll. I don't know how people are voting no and or how people are voting yes, and how people in the comment section of that or the replies are trying to justify why it was a good race.
Yep. I don't get why people are voting yes or no, because we didn't get to see the full potential this racetrack offers. You offer going into that turn one, you can go 5, 6, 7, 8 wide almost.
Yeah.
Going into that one turn to get into the S's.
Yes. Yesterday's race was a super speedway on a road course.
Yep.
It was basically just survival. Whoever survives at the end, there's your winner.
Yep.
Granted, the 9 had a clean race car, the 5 had a clean race car, the 18 had a clean race car.
24 had a clean race car until 20 laps into the race.
Yeah, 24 had a little bit of a struggle early in the race.
Yep.
But the cars that finished up front didn't even have a scratch on them.
No.
So
But-
it was survival.
I think you see another COTA race next year. I honestly do. I hope you do. It'd be a shame to take it away after this one experience because of the weather.
I agree.
I'd much rather have a rain COTA race than another Texas race. I'm not going back to a Texas 2 days.
Like
please.
I told Dalton earlier today, hell, I'd scrap both Texas races. Throw me North Wilkesboro in there.
There you go.
Hey, get back when we lost. I mean, listen, this, besides the rain and Martin Truex Jr. almost died, this race wasn't bad at all, honestly.
No,
like I said, you had comers and goers, people you don't see up at the front, running up front all day, like Cole Custer, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain. I thought this was the most perfect road course race I've seen in a while, besides the rain, of course. But, you know, I was going to say, I hated Bristol Dirt, okay? It was an unprepared race. They should not put it in March. But this needs to be a learning experience, just like Bristol Dirt. Now, hopefully they learn not to put it in May or April again, or March and April again. They move it to May or June where it doesn't rain. Then you put it at night where it doesn't get so dusty, where you can see. They can do this for COTA. Now they know just if it's a downpour, they won't run it anymore. If it's a light mist, Kyle Busch said if it's a light mist, it would have been okay, but with a heavy rain, no. So now they learned that they can't do it in heavy rain. They got to stop it. So I think next year, hopefully the weather will be better, and then we'll get a better show out of it.
Part of me thinks too that they wanted to prove to everybody that hey, we can run in the rain, and that's why they continued to run in the heavy rain. We thought it could work because it worked at Xfinity, and they thought, okay, well, if it works at Xfinity, it has to work in Cup, right? Well, I guess we were wrong.
That's the last one.
It's really a shame that the two most looked at races on the schedule this year have been mired by rain and the results of what rain does to racing.
Sorry, Road America. Sorry, Indy Road Course. You're going to get rain.
No, not Nashville. Not Nashville, please. No.
I know that they're testing the short track rain tire this week at Richmond. I think Logano's going to do that. I think you've seen your last physical, heavy rain condition NASCAR race. I don't think they do it again.
No.
I think the rain tires are only going to come out when it's a light mist or the track's a little damp.
Yep.
I think anything like a steady rainfall like we had this weekend, you will not see the cars on the track. They'll run after the rain's done. They'll send the Air Titans out there for maybe one quick pass around just to pick up the standing water, and then they'll send them out there. But you will not see a true rain race for the Cup Series, I think, again.
I know, too, that they were looking at things that they could do better with the rain tire. and with the rooster tails that they were getting. So it's a wait and develop game is what it is. Because especially now with the next gen car coming out next year, who knows if that'll play a difference too. And
What are they
the
gonna put
rooster
mud flaps
tails.
on the cars?
Oh, hey, good sponsor. That'd be good sponsor right there.
And they'd move the numbers forward there too.
Oh yeah, yep.
Jeez.
You know, side note here, Dave Moody's been on this tangent on Twitter, and I'm one of the few that like Dave
I love
Moody.
Moody.
I think.
I love Moody. I love Moody.
But he keeps trying to fit this narrative about the car numbers moving forward or moving backwards, and he posts this picture up of different, like 4 different paint schemes with the numbers moved, and I'm like, yeah, but this all fits your narrative for a reason why to move them. All these paint schemes fit a number movement. However, when we saw the little sample size we had at the All-Star race, half the paint schemes just looked dumb with the numbers moved back.
What about the lights underneath the cars again?
Yeah, it's great to show what it looks like if it works, but a lot of teams lack that creative development on how to work it into the cars. You know?
Why does that company get to this? I can't remember what that name of that company was that wants it. But why do they get to decide what NASCAR should do?
That's your fan council you love.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Look, I'm all for different opinions. I mean, I try to respect people, whether it's dumb or not. But if you're a fan council, maybe you try to make an argument, like it just automatically doesn't matter.
You know, I participated in their polls for like a year, and then for not even a year, it was for like 6 months. And the options on the polls were some of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
It was rigged up. Do you remember it had something to do with the package? Like, it was basically the same answer.
Yeah. Was it good? Was it really good? Was it okay? Or was it good?
The moment they asked the fan council about the number movement, I knew they were going to move it. I'm like,
Yeah,
they're going to pick the dumbest option, and we're going to settle with that.
Set it in stone. However, I don't mind the number being moved forward.
I don't either.
You know what? Move them on the damn window net.
Yeah, stitch them into the window net.
or hell, let's just do it like let's do Ricky Bobby. Just put it on the front windshield.
We're getting to a point
Oh,
where
the
the
fig
numbers
Newtons.
on the cars are going to be the smallest thing you see on them. They're going to become a contingency sponsor at some point.
Oh, sooner or later, if we're going to do move the numbers back, we're definitely going to put sponsors on the windshields.
I mean,
I love Fig Newtons.
I mean, all they do is just, hey, it's a blue car or the yellow car. They don't say the number of the cars anymore, so why not?
No, you're right. And they don't even say the sponsor names anymore. They just say,
That's one thing that's really pissed me off lately with watching the sport. If you guys remember back in the day, Bob Jenkins on ESPN. Oh, there's Dale Earnhardt in the Goodwrench Chevrolet number 3 car. Or there's Mark Martin in the Viagra car or the Valvoline car or the Folgers car, Stroh's Lake car. You don't hear it anymore. Oh, there's Chase Elliott in the orange car. Really? Orange car?
Yeah.
Why don't you say the sponsor? That's why sponsors are paying big, hard-earned money to this sport.
yeah.
I mean, the drivers do enough of the rear-end kissing of the sponsors anyway, but, I mean, come on.
Overall, my opinion on COTA was I need another year of it to make a decision. Just
Yeah.
like Bristol Dirt. I need another good year of it. Like, it's got to be no rain at all affecting the surface.
I'm already done with
I see
Bristol
the way.
Dirt. Oh, no, go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm with you, AJ, on that. It has to be the right situation, right date. Move it if you have to. Yeah, give COTA another chance, a clean slate. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm already done with Bristol Dirt, okay? But if they move it to June or July like they need to, then we'll talk. But if I swear, if the Bristol Dirt race is in March or April again next year, then they can kiss my ass. I won't be going there anymore.
Hey, I love what they did leading up to it. You had the late model Dirt Series go.
Oh,
there.
that was awesome.
Yep.
I could have went, but it got rained out. That got rained out. I was going to go to the World of Outlaws, but that got rained out.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you had the World of Outlaws, like you said there.
Yep.
I mean, it
That
was
video was
awesome
great.
racing.
That guy ducking as he's filming.
It was awesome racing. If the dirt's there, why not? They run on it. You know, the Cup
Yeah.
Series. For the love of God, don't push it so far back that it's in the playoffs, though, please.
If it's in the playoffs, that's it.
No.
Do not ruin the Bristol night race. I swear, whatever you do.
No.
They do need to run. They do need to run this race at night. The next Bristol Dirt race,
Yes.
because the camera being so high and all that dust getting kicked up, all that dirt getting kicked up, blocks the view. Same with yesterday in the rain. You couldn't see a lot of things, but that's okay. That's like watching a game at Foxborough with the fog. AJ knows all about that. Fog.
Atlanta came rolling in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
They had to go to the Sky Camp for the rest of the game.
Rest of the game. Yep.
Oh, yeah, just like the Florida LSU game. We got to see that shoe toss.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Next race for the Cup Series, the Coke 600 this Sunday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern on Fox. As Dalton displays a shirt there on the live stream.
Coke 600, baby.
I've been to the Coke 600 fun race to go to.
I went and watched Kyle Busch put on the 600-mile ass whooping in 2018.
Glad I wasn't there for that, but I was there in 01.
Ryan would have thrown a shoe.
or a hat.
A straw hat.
That's right.
It's a Jack Roush's straw hat.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it was not Jack Roush's hat.
No, it was just a straw hat.
If you, I know I've talked about it with Brian a couple times on the show, but if you have not gone and watched that clip back where Fox is showing a hat that was on the track, and they also had a camera on Jack Roush, and it said Jack Roush's hat as it was underneath Jack Roush with him wearing his hat, and then it showed the hat at the start-finish line and said not Jack Roush's hat underneath it.
At Talladega, I remember that. Yep.
That was back when Fox was really, really good
Oh,
coverage.
yeah.
I loved Fox, but they suck so bad every single year.
You know, the thing...
Boyer's been a great...
Boyer's
I love Boyer.
Boyer's awesome.
The
Boyer,
downfall
yes.
I mean, even the NBC broadcast has kind of become stale.
They've toned Rick Allen down.
Ooh.
If you remember Rick Allen when he used to call the ARCA and the truck races on speed, he would get so into it. Now it's like NBC's like toned him down. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I noticed that too.
NBCSN is off the air in a couple months before year's end. So it makes me wonder what they're going to do next year. I mean, I don't know if they bring TNT back. I don't
see that.
I don't know. But we need a breath of fresh air on this broadcast.
We need Dale Earnhardt Jr. to do both Fox and whoever goes.
Yeah,
we need Alan Bestwick back on one of them.
There you go.
Bestwick's doing
he's
doing the Tony Stewart.
Yeah,
he's doing the Tony Stewart
Bestwick
series.
is in that Stewart series.
SRX has got it made right now.
And they're on
CBS.
CBS.
They do.
They're on
Yep.
CBS. That could be the way CBS gets back into NASCAR.
Islanders take the 3-2 series lead. Sorry to cut in, but double overtime.
Oh, you made me look up at the TV, so I'm watching them celebrate now.
Yep. Good.
Gosh, I want Pittsburgh, though. I want Pittsburgh over New York because New York gives us fits.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest with you, AJ?
What's that?
I don't want to see Boston, Pittsburgh.
Why? Every time
Two
we
of
go to the
them-
playoffs, we sweep them.
But two of my most hated franchises. Go Isles, baby. That's right. I'm getting on the Isles bandwagon. Let's go.
Preds, baby.
Tyre
Anyway,
up. I got one news article to go over. It's not really news, but we'll talk about it. So, Tyre up.
Left side. Coolest left fender out, left side.
The only bit of news I have this week being that we just recorded Thursday, so we didn't give it that week to get all of our news articles in. The little bit of news I have here is Jeff Green had officially retired from NASCAR. Jeff Green was always around back in early 2000s. Ran great in the Xfinity Series, Busch Series at the time. Ran a couple truck races too. So it's a familiar name that's leaving the sport.
I didn't know he was still here, to be honest with you, but
he ran a race, I think, last year in the Xfinity Series, and that was like his last.
I think I remember that.
race.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Paul Menard was back on the track this weekend. If anyone noticed, he had no emotion again.
Paul Menard, it's so good to see you back in a truck.
Yeah, I knew about that from the Xfinity Series race past weekend too. Paul Menard being back.
Boris said
was back too. That's right.
Yeah, good to see Boris.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That good old afro. Hi, Greg Biffle.
Who the hell was he mad at many years ago at a
Greg Biffle, I just said it. Greg
Biffle.
Yep.
Oh, Boris said. Oh man.
I remember the very next week after Boris said made those comments about like him getting a black guy on Wednesday. I remember like everybody was keeping an eye on Greg Biffle, see if he'd show up at the track with a black guy.
But yeah, like you said, Jeff Green.
Last time I remember him though was in that like '66 Best Buy car.
Yep.
Like the blue.
That's what I remember.
Best Buy car.
And he actually ran in front of a couple races in that car.
Yeah, he did. There was a couple plate races he did pretty well at in that car.
Yep.
Was that Bill? That wasn't Bill Davis racing at the time. What team was that? That was like that DLP team or whatever.
I feel like it was his own team.
Hall of Fame Racing.
Hall of Fame
Racing.
Racing.
Hall of Fame Racing.
That's who I'm thinking of. I think that was a Hall of Fame racing entry.
I real quickly, I know it's Monday, but right now for the forecast for Charlotte, Friday isolated thunderstorms 92.
Jesus, here we go.
Saturday isolated thunderstorms in 81, and Sunday partly cloudy 75. So a very cool Coca-Cola 600.
Just don't rain, please.
Yep.
Well, I already know who Eddie's picking to win this weekend. I already know it.
Yeah.
He's got to be going with the 19, but we'll find that out in a second. Got some social media to do. Ryan's got his rant, so let's get to it. Social media, we are at 2,741 downloads, 396 followers on Twitter, 87 followers on Facebook, 28 subscribers on YouTube. New follower shout-outs this week as I come in unprepared for that part of it, as usual. We have Cooper at Jimmy Cooper 33, Jared at PK Jared 9, Alan Bedgood at Racing_Aviation, Keegan at Keegan_19XX, and Aaron Cooper at Air_Diddy. Thank you all for the follow. Podcast shout-outs, we have the Lap Traffic Podcast, PTM Racing Podcast, Side Draft Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Places you can find us. We are on all of your favorite podcast platforms. In your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, follow, turn on that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload new content. And you can hear Ryan do a notification ding in your ear.
100. Ding, ding.
There you go. On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. And on Facebook, we are the Loose Lugs Podcast. You can find Ryan on Twitter at
RRencola88. And by the way, we do have rats on the ice in Florida.
We have what? Wait, what?
Rats are on the ice in Florida. They're up 4-1 right now, and they threw a couple rats onto the ice, and everybody's like, "Oh, is it 96 all over again?"
Party like it's 96. Our guest personal information. Normally, I say Eddie's podcast through the podcast shout-outs, but since Eddie's on the show, Eddie, tell the folks at home where they can find you.
Find a 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast with EG3 wherever you get your sports or racing podcasts, the usual Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and a few more. Almost everywhere now. 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast EG3. I might be doing something small before I head out to vacation, either after I get off with you guys or tomorrow. So be paying attention to your links for that. But yep, find the 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast EG3. I uploaded the latest episode on Saturday morning, so I've been uploading those on the weekends, so due to my busy schedule. So yep, you find me there. And real quick, want to find me on Twitter at Eddie_EG3.
Make sure y'all give Eddie a follow, and make sure you tune in to 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast. Dalton, what do you got going on? Where can people find you at?
All right, well, I have returned to Twitter a long time ago. fun fact: the week Kyle Busch won is the day I returned to Twitter today. Kyle Busch won at Kansas. How about that? What a vibe! But yeah, y'all can follow.
Madness.
Y'all can follow me at Dalton Good 18 on Twitter. You can also follow me at Dalton Rowdy Bush 18 on Instagram. That was my high school nickname, by the way.
Dalton Rowdy or Rowdy Dalton?
Dalton Rowdy Bush.
Dalton Rowdy Bush.
Yep. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I don't have a show, unfortunately, but I will be substituting for one of the hosts on Left Turn Cult Podcast coming up soon. You guys got to get those guys involved. I was on there last night, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, don't fall into your chair again.
Yeah, I promised not to. I didn't do it today, finally.
The show is still going, man. We still got time.
No, I promise it won't happen again. But well, it's just a freaking old gum that one was eating. But yeah, make sure that's not happening again. That was a big goof moment. But anyway, yeah, I'll be substituting on Left Turn Cult. I think the Sunday. They also have a show on Thursday, but I don't think I will make it for that one. But you guys will check those boys out. And but overall, just follow me on Twitter at DaltonGet18.
All right.
Awesome stuff. Ryan.
Yes.
Time for your rant, my friend.
All right. Guys, Eddie, Dalton, thank you again for being a part of the episode 100. Definitely appreciate you guys both coming on. I don't have a rant. Yeah, I know 100. It should have been this epic, long-ass rant, but no. 100 episodes, AJ. I can't believe we did it, my friend. I remember the day you asked me if I wanted to do a podcast, and I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Why not? Let's throw our head into the jar. We thought of a great name. Thank you for Kyle Busch for losing the tire at Dover to give us the name of the podcast. We appreciate that. It's just been an incredible journey. Like I said, AJ, here's 100 more. And I have one more final thing. How the hell do you blow a 4-1 lead with 8 minutes left?
I knew it. I knew there was a lawyer's question coming. I knew it. I freaking knew it.
Anyway, we got more rats on the ice, by the way.
Yes.
So
throw them all.
But that's like I said, that's all I have. Like I said, it's been an incredible journey, guys. Dalton and Eddie, thank you again for coming on.
No problem.
And AJ, thanks for hosting this awesome show.
This has been an absolute fun ride. Eddie, Dalton, thank you all for coming on. First and foremost, it's been pretty crazy. You brought up the Dover incident. The whole name Loose Lugs Podcast came up that year. Basically, we wanted to start a podcast, Ryan and I. And if you go back to our first episode, which is way more all over the place than we are now.
We're still all over the place.
We're still all over the place, but we're a little bit more contained now. Let's put it that way. But the name Loose Lugs came up because it seemed like every week there was a Loose Lugs penalty coming up in the garage, or post-race penalties. So looking at the names of other podcasts, NASCAR podcasts, you had Side Draft, you had Lap Traffic, and it was like Loose Lugs, because we're a little bit loose in the head, for sure. We got a couple screws loose up there. Loose Lugs Podcast, and it was the same week that Kyle Busch incident happened, and I said, that is what I want the logo to be.
That damn pedigree scheme. That damn pedigree scheme. I hate it. If it's at Nashville, I'm just going to shred my ticket.
Hey, I said this week the Lumar scheme after qualifying was cursed, and then he ends up winning the race based on technicality, which my girlfriend keeps reminding me of. Thank you. Who is also a Chase fan, so her saying that kind of irritates me a little bit.
Here's how you should have responded. He said, I know it's technicality, but if you're trying to take a thing from me, I'll sock you straight in the face.
Hey, like I said, it's a makeup for the Daytona Road Course. I can't complain about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, this has been an awesome journey. There's been a lot of bumps in the road. We're balling on a budget around here for sure. We don't have any high-tech fancy recording equipment or anything like that. I mean, hell, week in, week out, Ryan knows this. You guys know it when you guys come on to guest host. Ryan can't even see me when we do the podcast because it's the only way I can get it to set up right. Ryan doesn't get to hear the sound effects just like you guys don't get to, so there's a lot of patience involved. Sometimes it does become more of a job than a hobby some weeks. but I couldn't ask for a better co-host to do it with. And, you know, Eddie, you doing a podcast, you know how that can be sometimes. Dalton, you've been on a couple podcasts yourself. You know how that can be a couple times.
Every single week I get an invite.
It has just been an awesome journey. We've been able to connect with great people like Eddie and Dalton, and everyone else that we converse with, you know, through the sport we all love. So
the Lab Traffic Podcast, I talked to them guys quite a bit out at MIS. They during the tweet up, which by the way, I don't know if you guys saw, was the first tweet up this weekend at COTA, which was awesome to see. So I love meeting people at the tweet ups at MIS. It's awesome to do. I got bumper stickers now to pass out to people, which is awesome. So yeah, I definitely love doing it.
Ryan, you mentioned Lap Traffic, and huge shout out to Brandon with Lap Traffic and Sherwin and Rusty with PTM. That when we were starting out, I emailed those guys a ton back and forth, asking, you know, their advice, opinions, just random questions to get this off the ground. And we are not where we are today if it's not for them. So thank you, Brandon. Thank you, PETM, for all the help you've given us through the way. Like I said, we wouldn't be at 100 if it weren't for your guys' advice and input on how to start this. But it's been
me
fun.
and my computer knowledge, right? Me and my computer knowledge, right?
Yeah, we've had the countless times where Ryan and I are arguing back and forth over phone call on how to fix some technical issues. And thanks to your wife Sarah for walking us through a lot
thank
of
you,
this
Sarah.
stuff, you know, technically.
Well, thank you for letting her for using our. Thank her for letting me use her computer, even though it's the family computer, so to speak. So, but yes, again, I can't believe it, AJ. 100 episodes, man.
Yep. One more thank you for the logo designs that we've had.
Yes.
Our first logo was done by my best friend Zach. He did the first one. Side Draft did the second one, and then Zach came through again with this one that we're using now. Thank you to him and Side Draft for helping us out through that as well. Just awesome stuff. 100 episodes. It's pretty impressive.
Yes.
There was a stat that I read years ago, and it said like only 10% of podcasts last past episode 50. So we are a part of the demographic that made it past episode 50. So we made it 50 more than that.
And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you.
I'm not saying it over the podcast. As much as I would love to say it, no.
This
one. You suck!
There we go. We got the gold chant going.
Yep.
But hey, we got some picks to do this week. Coke 600, Indy 500. Let's get to the picks.
Tight, keep working the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only 2.
White flags where we predict the upcoming race weekend. Ryan, last weekend it looked like you were going to go through another sweep again and take the series lead.
Yeah. Until they called the race.
And the 9-1, and I got an extra 2 bonus points. So we tied last week 2-2. Our series on the season is tied at 28. Ryan, you go first, but remember, Dalton and Eddie and Ryan, we're giving our Indy 500 picks too. So Ryan,
let's do the Indy 500 picks first.
All right, what do you got for the Indy 500?
I am gonna go with Paddle Award.
Just gonna put Award in there because I don't know the first name you said there.
Yeah, it's Paddle.
Paddle, P-A-D-O or P-A-T-O?
P-A-T-O.
Oh, okay.
He won at Texas this year.
I'm going with Rossi because it's the only time of year I can pick Rossi to win the IndyCar race. Dalton, Eddie, who do you guys have?
I was going to pick Alexander Rossi too. So I'm trying to get into like IndyCar full time. Like I only watch the Indy 500 every single year. I've done that since 2010. But if I became like an IndyCar fan, like watched every single week, I would definitely pull for Alexander Rossi because he reminds me so much of Kyle Busch. His driving style. I think it was 2019 where I saw it. Like, he kept making such aggressive moves because of all the pit road mistakes he had that race and kept trying to come back to the front. It reminded me so much of Kyle. Like, his aggressiveness and his anger and his desire to get back to the front. It just reminded me so – he's basically the Kyle Busch of IndyCar. So
we can actually agree on a driver.
Exactly. So
my whole Rossi thing is because of the Napa sponsorship. So I just stick with Napa.
I can see it. But yeah, if I'm gonna start watching IndyCar, I want to be an Alexander Rossi fan. I'm pulling for him to win the Indy 500.
All right. So we got 2 Rossis. Eddie, who do you have?
Hey, y'all left it wide open. I'm gonna take Colton Herta.
Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
Good
I love
pick.
it.
You know,
And by the way, I was pulling for him not to make the race. Was Will Power because he had to be in on the last 9. And everybody who listens to the show knows why I do not like Will Power. He had just won the Indy 500. There was a free day down in Belle Isle, the Detroit Grand Prix. I'm like, Sarah, let's go down there. We met up with another buddy of mine, Ryan, and everybody's chanting, "Hey, congratulations on winning the 500." Doesn't say anything to any of the fans. He goes to his crew, starts laughing and BSing with them, and I'm like, man, that ain't right there. If that was a NASCAR driver, I don't care whose gear you have on, they would acknowledge you. And for him not to acknowledge anybody was a disgrace, was a kick in the teeth.
unless it's Kyle meeting Joey fans.
Yeah,
that is true.
Did you guys hear that on the Ocho Cinco podcast interview?
Yes, the hell I did.
They asked him.
I have not. Actually, I have not.
Oh, Eddie,
dude.
they asked Kyle, like, who's the one driver? I'm just going to basically paraphrase it. Who's the one driver who you kind of still hate? And he's like, oh, it's hands down Joey Logano.
Didn't even hesitate. It's spicy, and it's all here for it.
See, like, Kyle fans generally don't like the 9. And I'm not speaking about Dalton. I'm saying most Kyle Busch fans hate the 9. But I will tell you, Kyle Busch has given Chase Elliott so much damn advice through the years of being in the Cup Series. And you saw it on full display last year with the race after Charlotte, where the first person to come up to him after that pit call was Kyle.
Yep.
You will never see him do that for a guy like Joey Logano.
No. We all know that. And Joey Logano actually tweeted to that podcast. He said, I want to get my side of the story. And I replied to him. I said, no one cares a shit about your side of the story.
Hey, wasn't it, they keep that Champions Journal, right? They keep the Champions Journal. Wasn't Kyle the one who had to write a note to Joey after he won the championship? And he's like, I had to find some nice words to say about him.
Oh, probably at at that awards banquet, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I thought Truex wrote something to Joey or something.
Maybe
like
it was
that.
Truex that had to
It's
write
either
something.
Truex
Because we all know 19 can't. We do not like Joey Logano.
It's one of those two. We all know that. It's either Kyle or Truex.
I think all of us are anti-22 except for Ryan. I think Ryan's the only non-anti-22 guy.
He was cool with my son.
Hey, yeah, he's cool with your kid, but the man needs fans.
I know he does. My brother's a Logano fan, so. Hiccups.
Man, as a Chase fan, we've had a lot of run-ins with the 22. Eddie has had many run-ins with the 22, and I lost count on how many run-ins the 18 has had with the 22. So
I had to run in with the 22. I had to run in with 22 spotter, if that counts.
Oh, when it was Tab or now?
No, TJ Majors.
Oh, TJ, that's right. Okay.
On Door Bumper Clear. Go back and look up that episode.
Oh man.
Which one was that?
Yeah, which
episode was that?
It was after the Kansas win last year, where Harvick couldn't pass him because of the package.
Was it one of the questions? Did you ask one of the questions?
Did you ask a question?
No. So here's what happened. Apparently I never listened to Door Bumper Clear back then. I do now. I actually like their show, but I didn't listen to them back then. And it was after Joey won. Everybody knows I hate Joey Logano, so when he won, everybody's going to make fun of me. And there's this one guy who was picking on me, and I replied to him. I said, imagine liking Joey Logano. Well, the very next day, I come home from work, and one of my Twitter followers says, hey, Dalton, you were on Door Bumper Clear tonight. I'm like, wait, what the hell? How? And then he said, apparently TJ Majors called you out. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't even say anything to him. And so I sent it to my group chat, and I asked him, can you guys confirm? Because they're Door Bumper Clear listeners. I said, can you guys confirm that this happened? And so the guy on Twitter replied back to me, said, yeah, go to the 54-minute mark. And I listened to it, and so they apparently had a segment where they're reading mean tweets. And Of course, TJ Majors is going to have some because Joey Logano won.
I remember this.
The first one was my tweet of me replying to one of my friends saying, "Imagine liking Joey Logano."
I remember that because then TJ had something smart to say after that.
Yeah, he said, "Don't get 18, already blocked," and and then he goes like, "Imagine liking Joey Logano. I got an office full of trophies and championships, so I don't have to mention too much, man. One was a championship trophy." And I replied back, I sent a picture of Kyle Busch with 2 championship trophies, and I said, "Bitch, please."
Love it. I think it's funny, like, just totally random here. You see a lot of guys, like, have conversations where they're speaking out against a driver or a crew member on that team, and as soon as that said person responds, they become like clout chasers and like they're all apologetic after that. And I'm like, nah, man, I mean every word I say.
I had no apologies. I didn't give a shit. Actually, it was funny. I just laughed it off.
You guys see it. You guys see some of my tweets sometimes. I don't care
who
I'm calling
out. Well, TJ got me 18 more followers that night, so there's no way I could be mad.
Man, I can't remember when the last time I didn't say anything about Rick Ware Racing was during the race.
Tab and I have good conversations on Twitter, so.
Yeah, this last weekend was, what did I text you, Ryan? Or I tweeted it out? Oh, good to see the Rick Ware Racing cars finally at the pit road. Yeah, we were waiting on them so they could start servicing the drivers.
Hey, who's blocked by Cody Ware for no reason?
I'm somehow not.
Oh,
somehow not. And like, hey, you know, like mental illness, it's no joke. Like, I get that. But if you repeatedly do bonehead moves every week, I'm gonna call you out on it.
I never made fun of Cody Ware back then. I never even said anything. I might have said something about his team, but I never like tagged him in anything. I'm not going to make fun of his mental health. That's not the guy I am.
Absolutely not. I'll never make fun of that. But if you do something dumb on the track, I'm going to say you did something dumb on the track. Don't post like tweets after that saying, you know, well, mental health's a real big struggle. Like, I get that, but I'm not calling you out on that.
Well, back then, like, I got blocked in, like, 2017. Apparently, if you, like, called out his team, like, you would get an automatic block. You didn't even have to tag him. He would just find it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I just don't know how a team can be so bad and have 4 damn charters.
I swear they robbed banks. They robbed banks. They have to.
They're in the Indy 500 this weekend, too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They have a car in the 500.
Is Cody Ware running it?
No, I don't know who's running it.
They either rob banks or deal, like, some kind of really expensive drugs. I don't know.
Dude, the funniest thing during the season so far was Mike Joy when Cody Ware spun around and he goes, and we have a wreck. Cody Ware.
When was that?
Was that Martinsville? I want to say it was Martinsville.
It had to be Martinsville.
Yeah, Martinsville.
Yeah.
Just, we have a wreck. Cody Ware.
Jeez.
Like, and it's not just him. It's not just Cody Ware. It's everyone on that driving lineup. It's just
Garrett Smithley.
Garrett Smithley. James Davison won the iRacing race, so that's something. But just, I love going to Daytona and watching the main pack go by. Then I call it the Rick Ware Racing pack that comes by like 30 seconds after.
It's strategy. It's strategy,
it's
AJ.
strategy. They'll be there at the end. You know how they avoided that wreck in February on the last lap?
Yeah, because they weren't anywhere near it.
Because by the time they passed by, they already had the cars on the hooks and off the track.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure the victory burnouts were happening as they crossed the start-finish line.
Probably.
But it was just funny, man, because like the cars are sitting on pit road this weekend, and crews are waiting to service the drivers. And what are we waiting on? Like, what's the holdup here? They're all on pit road. Then they flash to a camera, and you see the 51, the 15, the 53 start rolling in. And I go, oh, that's the reason why.
Dude, Dortmund McClure always shits on Rick Ware Racing every single week. It is the best thing ever.
They should, because there needs to be some sort of requirement for the charter system. If you want a charter, you have to finish above X number in points.
Yep.
I was looking
How about demolish the charter system? I like that idea better.
That too. But I was looking yesterday at the point standings. Do you know that James Davison, or is it James Davison or is it Garrett Smithley? It's one of the two. Is only 30 points above Jamie McMurray, who's only started one race this year. He started one race. Rick Ware Racing has started every race. They're 30 points above Jamie McMurray, who ran one and was in a wreck at some point. Still finished like 6th.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
There was one point. It was after either Vegas or Phoenix. Matt Benedetto was still behind Jamie McMurray after like 4 or 5 races.
That's 4 or 5 races. We're, 15 in?
Yeah. he finally passed him like in week 5, like after Phoenix or
30 points
Atlanta.
above.
Yeah. They're. I'm just glad when Kyle blew up, he was still running faster.
On one cylinder, he was still faster. And I didn't mean this to turn into like a Rick Ware bashing segment of the show. I'm just saying, figure it out, champ.
It's your 100th episode. You got to make something happen.
Yeah, got to be a little bit controversial, I guess.
There you
go. So we did the IndyCar picks.
Yep.
Ryan, what's your truck pick?
Tyler Ankrum.
I'm going with Sheldon Creed.
All right, Creed.
Eddie, who do you got?
We're doing trucks, right?
Yep.
Oh man. Let's go with a layup, John Nemechek.
All right, Dalton, who do you got?
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna go with Matt Crafton.
Matt Crafton.
All right.
I thought you would have said Paul Menard.
Oh, is he subbing this weekend?
No, I don't think so. That reminds me. Another Rick Ware Racing news. Do you know J.J. Yaley was supposed to start this weekend for them, but they kicked him out of the car for Cody Ware?
What?
No, I did not know
how Cody didn't qualify for the Indy 500. I guess they had to put him somewhere, huh?
Yep. I just want to be a fly on the wall at the Rick Ware Racing shop every day and see all the stuff they go through.
I don't know how JJ keeps such a positive attitude. He's like, my next race is Nashville. And I'm like, I would tell him to kick dirt. JJ Yaley didn't have the best Cup career, but
no,
better than the guy who they're putting in the car over him. Just okay. Xfinity Series, Ryan.
This guy gets it going this weekend. Give me the 9.
Noah Gregson. I'm going with Harrison Burton.
Dang it, AJ.
Oh.
Eddie, you want us to go to Dalton first here?
Yeah.
Dalton, who do you got?
Okay, Xfinity. I want to do... Screw it, Daniel Hambert.
Okay.
Eddie, who do you got?
Let's go with the 7 car, Allgaier.
All right.
All right.
On the Cup side, Ryan, who are you going with?
Man, I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it because he's on the show today. I was originally going to take the 19 because I think he's due for another dominating performance. But give me the 9, Chase Elliott.
I like your pick. It's a great pick. It's a fantastic pick.
Yeah, he ran great there last year. It's the same. And my dark horse is the 24 to get back.
Ryan.
Yep.
I took the same boat with my pick. I'm respectfully leaving a certain driver to Eddie here.
Yeah.
I'm taking the 5 of Kyle Larson.
Okay, and who's your dark horse?
I'm taking his teammate, the 48, Alex Bowman.
Wow, look at that. That's right, Team Hendrick sticking together.
Apparently. Eddie, tell us the surprise of the night.
The surprise of the night, I'm going with the 19.
Yep.
Yeah.
And who's your dark horse?
My dark horse, Tyler Reddick.
All right.
Dalton, I can already pencil in the 18, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Whoa.
I'm afraid to. It never works out.
Wow.
Scheme this weekend?
Hell no. If it's red, white, and blue. That scheme hasn't been released yet. But I was actually going to pick Kyle Larson, too, just because of his dominating mile-and-a-half program. but he just never get the job done. So I don't know if I want to anymore.
He'll look great until the end of stage 2.
Yeah,
When it all folds.
Yeah, he'll win both stages. Then, like with 20 to go, is where he falls apart, just like always. You know what? I'm gonna do Ryan Blaney.
Okay.
And who's your sleeper pick for the weekend?
I'm gonna go with Ryan Newman.
All right, the 6 car. All right.
Hey,
Newman
the COTA 600, it always turns into a fuel mileage race at some point in it. If it goes
okay, 600 miles and you're gonna last fuel mileage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boys, that's pretty much the show. So, any closing thoughts that you guys have? Anything you guys want to talk about?
Man, just congratulations on y'all's 100th episode.
Thank you.
Really big episode for y'all. Just really glad that you've come this far. You just gotta keep going. You'll get better and better and better each and every episode you put out. So here's the 100 more.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Dalton.
Absolutely, no problem.
Yeah, this is definitely fun. I know you guys were on the 200 episode of the Wide NASCAR Podcast EG3, so definitely a fun show here. Congratulations, AJ Ryan on 100. Lugs Podcast. This was very fun to be on the show, and always a pleasure to be on you guys' show. Always a fun time.
Hey, thank you, Eddie. Thank you for coming
Eddie.
on.
Yes, thank you for coming on. We definitely appreciate both of you guys for coming on this evening.
No problem, anytime.
Ryan, your closing thoughts, my friend.
Like I said, man, 100 episodes. I can't believe it, man. It's like I said, started one night on Xbox to where we're at right now. It's still hard to believe. I hope everybody has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. If anybody's going to any racing this weekend, any tracks this weekend, get some pics. I know I'll be posting pictures of the dirt track Saturday night onto our podcast page. Hopefully get a couple videos. And probably won't get them until I get back to the house because the internet up there is not that too good. But my in-laws got great 5G connection now. So, but anyways, like I said, if anybody's doing anything, pictures, enjoy it, guys. I can't wait. We'll see you at the track.
Brian, if you remember, this friendship all started due to our friend Tony just absolutely whipping my ass on NHL 15.
Was it? I thought it was NHL 14 or 15 or something like that.
It was 15 because Bergeron was on the cover of it. Forget it. Ryan?
Yes.
Congratulations, my friend, on making
Congratulations.
episodes.
Yes, same to you, AJ.
Dalton, Eddie, thank you again for coming on the show.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a
No
fun.
problem.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend. If you're traveling, stay safe. Thanks to Tony and Patrick for coming out in our chat tonight. Thanks for everyone tuning in here on the live stream. Thank you to everybody tuning in and the podcast platforms we're on. We'll see you next week. We're out of here. See ya.